How's it going, everybody? So today I'm going to show you guys every single Molotov that you're ever going to need to know for CS2 Anubis. But before we get into all of that, I want to thank today's sponsor, SkinsMonkey. So, SkinsMonkey is an automated CS2 trading site that provides an instant way for you to get new skins. All you have to do is select your old skins that you don't want anymore and then pick out some fresh ones to trade for. It's as easy as that. And right now you could get a free $5 if you use code TACTICS on the site. And finally, you could get up to a 35% deposit bonus when using my code. So thanks again to SkinsMonkey for sponsoring this video. Links in the description. So let's go ahead and get started. So in my opinion, the most important area to deal with is going to be this backside area right here. And typically at the professional level, they're going to wait till this is smoked off and they'll just kind of jump to get a reference for where they're looking. And they're just going to do a nice little run through with a molly to where it lands back here and mollies this off. So that works out well, but whenever this smoke isn't here, the best way that I've seen to do this is you're gonna go right here into this little elbow, and you're gonna wanna make sure you get tucked all the way into this corner. And what you're gonna do, you're gonna stand up, find the right side of this pillar, you're gonna go a little bit to the right of that, and you're gonna do a run jump throw the second you get to the bottom of this line right here. So that's gonna look something like this. You're gonna look up into that same position and do a run jump throw, and that's gonna bank all the way back here and pop and catch all these positions here in backside. Now keep in mind, this is a very difficult molly to hit just because of the run jump throw of it, and it's pretty precise. It's gonna take a few tries to get down. And another one of the most important positions to deal with is this area right here behind pillar. Especially if you don't have any teammates coming from E-box, one of the easiest ways to deal with that is to come right here into this corner and do a simple jump throw with a Molotov where this guy's hands are pointing up to these two shields. You're gonna go right in between these two and do a simple jump throw with a molly. That's gonna pop straight down here and completely flush this guy out of the position, where he's either forced into E-box or out into the open for your teammates to get a really easy frag. And if you're ever smoked off, one of the easiest ways to molly off jail is just to come to where there's just a small gap in between this side of the entrance and this side, and just left click right at the shadow. That's gonna land right here, and that should spread pretty much the best. It's gonna go all the way to this left corner and all the way pretty much to the right. As you can see, they're gonna have to get completely off this platform. I've seen other mollies where you go into this corner and you just left click at the top right here, which is also pretty nice, but they don't always spread all the way over to these corners, as you can see. If you're ever splitting B from E-box, a great Molotov you can throw is by mollying off Palace here. So what I usually like to do is I'll just come up where I can see this side of the default pillar, and I'm just gonna do a run throw with a Molotov, and that's gonna pop all the way up here into Palace, and it's gonna fully molly this area off to where they can't push through and help out their team as you're pushing out. That same exact lineup works with the smoke, so you know, if you'd rather smoke it off or if you don't have a molly, you can do that right there, and look at that. You've fully smoked off Palace. And if you'd rather molly off back sight here, you can just go right onto the tip of the staircase right here. You don't have to, it's not very precise, you don't have to get super into it, but you just want to be able to see the bottom of this pillar where this dark smudge is, and you're just going to do a shift wall jump throw right before you hit this wall, and that molly is going to pop all the way back here and fully molly off any of the CTs that are in this back corner. If you're ever smoked off long, a great way to deal with any of the Ts as they're planting here in default is by just going right here into this corner and doing a nice little run throw with a molly at the top of this little orange smudge, and then doing the same thing with an HE. And as you can see, you're going to molly this position off and HE the guy as he plants. If you're ever stuck in a retake situation for the B bomb site, a great utility set that my friend Tech showed off in my Discord is where you can go right here into this corner and just do a nice little run throw with a smoke by aiming right here at this position. You're gonna want to break this glass off so you can see this better. You're gonna go to this smudge right here and do a run throw with a smoke right when you get below this little metal bar, and then do the exact same thing with a Molotov. So that's gonna look something like this, where you just go back into this corner and then do that. So you're going to end up smoking off E-box and mollying off this position here where they can't really peek and fight you as you're pushing out, and you can clear out all of these different angles here without having to worry about that setup there. So now let's talk about mid. One of the best places to molly off is this little cubby over here. So what I recommend doing is just coming to the right side of this table and doing a simple left click there with a Molotov towards the top right of this window. It's going to bank off of this back wall and fully molly this position off, leaving a slight gap towards the front of this staircase. That's the only area that you're going to have to worry about. You can throw a flash right over here to end up blinding any of the players that are standing here without too much time to react, as you can see. Or if you're worried about them just set up there, you can also go all the way back into this corner, aim towards this little tip of the wall, and do a run jump right before you hit the staircase, and that nade is going to bank off the side and land right in anyone's face that's standing right around here, waiting for anyone to push up. And if you're going for a fast mid play as you're running up through this lane here, as long as you just see orange between this building and this pillar, you can just do a run throw towards the top of that, and that is going to bank off the side here and should fully molly off this corner if you're worried about them going for those early peaks. And if you'd rather molly off house, you can go right here into this corner and just do a simple left click throw right towards the white spot on this wall. That's going to go all the way up here, it should pop, and eventually it'll spread back to where they can't stand here and peek out towards mid. And if you're ever worried about someone set up here in this headshot angle, you can go back into this corner and just aim at the very top of this pillar and just do a run throw the second your crosshair hits this portion of the brick. So just like this, and that is going to go all the way back here, and it should fully molly off all the way to the back wall here where there's nowhere they can sit. They're either going to be forced forward into the open to your teammates or back here towards the B site. And now moving on over to the A side, I would say the most common Molotov that people throw is for plat, where you'll just go right here into this corner and do a simple left click throw in the corner of this little arch. That's going to go all the way up here. It's going to bank off the side. It's going to molly off plat to where the CTs are unable to peek out towards the entrance. They're completely stuck back here towards heaven. And the reason this is a good position to throw this from is because right after you throw this molly, you can just aim towards the very top of this arch with a smoke grenade, and that's going to smoke off camera. So it makes a really good combo for a sight hit. And that exact same smoke lineup can also be used as a Molotov for connector if you'd rather do that. And another molly that I saw a ton in the Copenhagen Major was where you'd go right here into this corner, and on the right side of this little pot, you would just do a simple jump throw with the molly. And that's going to land on the back side of site here, forcing any of the CTs out into the open as your teammates are pushing out onto site. That's a really good position to throw that from, because again, from that same spot, you can do a jump throw right here in this crack for a heaven smoke. So it's a nice little util set that you can throw as your teammates are pushing out. And if you're ever rushing site, you can molly off heaven by just coming on the left side of this bridge and just doing a run jump throw at the right side of this smudge. So it's going to look something like this. You're just going to come in and do a run jump throw, and that's going to pop all the way up here into the top of heaven. And a great way to deal with any of the T's as they're standing here at the bottom of the stairs holding E-box is early on you can come to the left side of this blue box and just do a simple jump throw with a molly right here at the right side of this little triangle in the bricks. And that, believe it or not, is going to go right here, and it's going to spread all the way to the bottom of the stairs here to where they can't stand and get an angle on this. They're forced back up the steps to this position. And a great HE you can pair with that is by going right here into this corner and just doing a simple run jump throw towards the left side of this little triangle here on the floor. And as you can see, that is going to absolutely obliterate anyone standing up here towards the top of the staircase waiting that molly out that's in that position. Any A player typically knows that a lot of the A site lurkers on T side love to sit behind this position and hold for any sort of aggression. So a great way to deal with that was found by my friend Joey 4K. Definitely check his channel out. Link's going to be in the description, but you can go right here into this spot and you're going to do a jump throw with a Molotov at this chip in the wall, and that's going to pop straight down and completely molly off anyone in this position where they're going to have to push out and peek, where you're going to get a very easy kill. You can throw that for a teammate that's already set up, and from that exact same lineup, you can also do an HE there to do a significant amount of damage to anyone set up in that position. And what's cool, from that exact same position, you can do a simple jump throw right here at this chip in the staircase to bank it off here and fully smoke off A main, which is a really nice set that you can throw. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you think I missed a Molotov, let me know down in the comments below, and maybe I'll add it to the next one. If you want to support me, go ahead and click that Skins Monkey link down in the description, and I'll see you guys in the next one.